At tonight's State of the Union address, President Barack Obama will announce that 34,000 U.S. troops will be home from Afghanistan within a year, according to two people familiar with his remarks. This is about half of the U.S. forces currently serving in the country and marks the next phase in the Obama administration's plans to end the war in Afghanistan by the end of 2014.
I mean, in terms of this latest news, this is all we know. But this is how they do it, right? That before a State of the Union, they tend to leak out little details here and there. So I think we can be fairly confident this is going to be part of the speech. You know, I mean, the question I think we have to ask is this an escalation, an increase in the rate of drawdown, or is this always what they were planning to do? And this is just its coming out announcement party. The complete drawdown, more or less, give or take 5, 10, 15,000, a number that's still being negotiated, that's expected to come by the end of 2014. So what we're hearing is between now and then, about half that time, about half of the 66,000 troops will come home. So I'm having a hard time figuring out, you know, personally, if this is just sort of represents a steady rate of return as they're planning to do, or if this is in some way an escalation of the troop drawdown.
Right, and what will happen to the remaining half? How much longer will they be there?
Well, I mean, that's going to be the big question, but as many as half of them, maybe more, will be coming home by the end of 2014. That's still almost 2 years from now. But the idea here is that the mission has changed substantially. The mission has changed already, and that's something that whether the president acknowledges it or not, to some extent that they do talk about this, the mission has completely changed from trying to reshape this society to making sure we've built up the Afghan military and its government institutions as much as possible before we take off. I think it's hard to know what exactly is going to be in the speech, but from what they're forecasting to the press right now, it's a heavy pivot to economic issues and domestic policy, and away from, I think, some of the woes of foreign policy lately, including if you think about the targeted killing and drone story that's been in the news in Afghanistan. These are stories that, to some extent, I think the president wouldn't mind not talking about for an evening.